Welcome to the Request Response channel. In this video, we are taking your API testing skills to the next level. You will learn how to chain CRUD operations with variables, just like real automation frameworks do. We will use Bruno with JavaScript for the demo, but everything you learn applies to any automation tool. Most APIs depend on sequential actions. You create something, read it, update it, delete it. To automate these workflows, you need dynamic values. That's where variables and chaining come in. You store a value from one request, pass it into the next, and run everything as a connected workflow. This is the foundation of real API automation. In API testing, a variable is just a value you save and reuse later. There are two types you use constantly: static variables, things that never change like base URL, and dynamic variables, values returned by the API, like a user ID. We will use both types here. Remember that the idea is universal. Every tool has variables. Every framework uses them. Every API test suite depends on them. Chaining. Chaining means linking requests so data flows automatically. A typical CRUD chain looks like this. Create a user with a post method, save user ID, fetch the user using the saved ID with a get, update that user and confirm updated fields, and remove the user and confirm deletion. Recognize this flow? We build the same one in the test CRUD operations video, link in the description. This is exactly how automation frameworks execute real API workflows. Let's jump into practice. Let's begin with the post method. Open our collection. This request creates a new user, and the API returns the ID of that user in the response, as you can see here. Now we want to save that ID so we can reuse it in every other request in our workflow. To do that, open script panel, select post response, and write brew set var, and we have to provide key and a value. Key is the name of our variable, so user ID, and the value is our value from response, so res.body.id. Let's send this request, and now you can reference user ID anywhere because it's stored in our runtime variables, as you can see. So no more manual copying, no risk of using the wrong ID, and it's perfect for CRUD flows. You will see this exact concept everywhere in API automation, in Postman, RestAssured, Playwright. The syntax change, but the idea is always the same. Capture a value from one request and pass it into the next one. Now we want to use our stored user ID variable. We need a new method to return a user. Firstly, copy the URL from our post method by pressing Ctrl+C. And then let's create a new method, new request, name it get user, and paste our URL. Click to create. Now let's extend our URL with help of variable user ID. Perfect. Let's send it. And as you can see, we received our user 56 from our post method. Perfect. Also, we can improve our test cases. with a new verification. Let's copy our test case from get users list, paste it in a test tab. We just received a user. Let's keep our expect method to check our status code, and we will add one more assertion. We expect to take a field ID from the response and compare it with our variable userId. Let's send it. And as you can see, test pass, which means they're equal. Brilliant. Now this get request is fully dynamic. It always fetches the user we just created. Next, we are stepping into the update method. Select our put method and apply the same logic here. Instead of number, we want to use userId. Send it. And as you can see, userId 56 appears in the response. Also, we can improve our test here with the same validation. Let's save it and send again. Everything is passed. This ensures the ID never changed accidentally in update method. Finally, let's move to the delete the same user. In the URL, provide our variable and let's save it. And as you can see, we received 200 OK response. And if we check again our get method, it will fail because this user does not exist anymore. Could not find any entity of type, as you can see in the message we received. Now, all requests behave like a connected automation suite. Because every request uses variables, you can now execute them in an order. Post, then we need get, update, and delete. This is exactly how key engineers structure automated backend test flows. Click Run Collection. And you can see we executed our test cases in the sequences as we expected. Create, get, update, delete. You have now seen how variables and chaining create a complete automated workflow. Create, reuse data, validate, and then clean up. You have built a mini API test suite, and these concepts apply to every automation tool. Now, here's a quick homework challenge. Extend your flow to also handle the email field. Post user, save both email and ID as the variables. Then verify both values match in a get method. Then update the email and confirm that the email was updated with a get method. This is the real world QA scenario. Practice. Practice chaining and dynamic variables to level up your automation skills. Share your results in the comments. If you found this helpful, hit like and subscribe. See you next time.